The Dawes Act and the history of the reservation system. Before westward expansion, the Plains Indians, those primarily affected by the Dawes Act, roamed their lands hunting animals, mainly buffalo. The Plain Indians were dependent upon these animals for food, clothing, and shelter. The Indian Appropriations Act of 1851 authorized the creation of the reservations in what is now Oklahoma. The Dawes Act itself had negative impact not only on the lives of natives with forced assimilation through private ownership of land, but also on the reservation system. Any excess land on reservations would be sold to non-natives, fragmenting both the natives and their reservations. Problems prior to westward expansion for the natives were primarily conflicts with other tribes. With the Indian Removal Act of 1830 bringing the 5 civilized tribes from their land into the Indian Territory of Oklahoma, conflicts for those Plains Indians tribes and others arose as they were all brought within closer proximity to one another. One notable individual involved with the Dawes Act was Grover Cleveland, the 22nd and 24th President of the United States. While he is not credited with creating the act, he was responsible for signing the Dawes Act into law in hopes of encouraging the assimilation of natives into American society. The passing of the Dawes Act set into motion increased removal of natives from their land onto reservations, land that they had no historical connection to. Once nomadic people were now forced to farm, a task made even harder with poor land, and increased western expansion saw a sharp decline in the buffalo population. Natives saw further abuse from the federal government with their attempts at assimilation. Short-term effects of the Dawes Act include the loss of tribal-owned land and the relocation onto reservations. One significant long-term effect as a result of the reservation system is the decrease in the quality of life for natives living on these reservations. Poverty-stricken and oftentimes without adequate health care, natives today living on the reservations have a suicide rate that is nearly double that of the national average. Westward expansion brought economic development toward the country at the expense of a way of life for nearly an entire group of people. Railroads gave incentive to remove natives from the land that was desired for construction, prompting the relocation of natives onto reservations. Clashes between natives and settlers increased as more and more poured onto the frontier, and factors like increasing urbanization nearly rendered buffalo extinct.